kind of nervous.
I know.
You were like,
I like went live and the page was like, Natalie's gonna be in the hot seat. And I was like, I don't want to give away too much because I'll let her decide what she wants to tell you guys. But I'm excited about that because I don't know, I just really admire the way Natalie has led us to what she's led us to, you guys. So there's really not a better person that you can learn from in regards to pretty much anything in this business. So who wants to start? Step up, guys.
I have one.
Oh, go ahead.
You're good.
Go ahead.
How do you deal with rejections? This is like Mackenzie and I have talked about this. This is my one huge thing. Like I had 3 people today. I thought I was gonna hit SC6. All of them said nope, too much.
Okay, so man, that's like a 6-point question. Because, okay, and rejection comes from lack of information. And that's something I hope, like, I'm going to give you a second. I hope you write that down. That rejection comes from lack of information. Second thing is that rejection is not saying no to you. It's saying no to what you're offering them. So 2 ways that those 2 statements really saved my heart, because I'm the type of person that I don't want anyone to be mad. I want to make everybody happy. Like, why don't people just want to do this? Like, why are they telling me no? They're not telling me no. They're telling my offer no. And the reason that they're telling my offer no is typically because I have not provided enough information, which means I have not added enough value to that conversation. So I'm not sure how that conversation went, but if I had to guess, it would be simply that you invited them or they reached out to you saying they were interested. You gave them a paragraph long answer of what all they get, how much it was and how awesome it's going to be, and they said no. There was no, I'm so honored to help you. Like, what are your goals? What are you excited for? Where do you see yourself in 6 months? You know, really getting to know them and understand them. The more that you can relate and be a human being talking to a human being on the other side of the line, like, I always try to put myself in the position as the customer receiving the information. And I say, if I was wanting to know about this group or this product or this, what would I want to know? What would make me feel like that this person talking to me actually cared about me and they didn't just want to sell me something? So first things first is, like, rejection typically comes from, it's typically our fault because we're not working on ourselves enough to be able to take. This business is not instant. Let me just say that. And a lot of times we look at people as numbers because we want to hit goals and we want to come out strong in our new businesses and we want to look like rock stars and we want people to be impressed with us. But the most impressive thing that I see is transformation stories over points, okay? And if you can have 3 people that you sign up in a month and then a month later you show me that they all lost 5 to 10 pounds, you're going to be a real true superstar to me. But if you don't have any connection to somebody when you enroll them, chances are you're not going to have any connection to them when you help them through a journey. Chances are they're never going to open up to you when they struggle. And therefore, it's going to be a failure. At the end of the day, you made $40 and got 2 Success Club points, but they never reached their goal. So we didn't do our job.
Awesome answer.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I just want to add on that like, I remember I've been on both sides of that, and Natalie will totally agree that
we all have.
I mean, there was a long time where, you know, I wouldn't say I was being salesy to people, but I wasn't taking the time. And people will say yes, sure, you know, like there will be those random people that'll jump at the first thing, but she's right. They probably don't even last, because even if they're gung-ho from the beginning, like if they're like 100% in, if they don't have that emotional connection with you, that's the most important part. So really, like, stay focused on that when you're talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
Sierra, did you have a question?
Yes. So like when you sign up, like you have like your coach, like I have Catherine. Like we text and everything, but I just feel like, I mean, like we connect and everything, but I feel like I need to do more like with helping her.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, because she's really the only like active coach that I have right now. So I don't know. I'm going to try to set up a Zoom call with her, like, and Mackenzie. It's just her schedule's so hard to be able to do that. But I don't, sorry.
No, I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm done.
What are her goals? Does she want to be in this business? Are you assuming that she wants to be in this business? Does she want to actively work and help people and show up every day on social media?
Yes.
Then I absolutely go ahead.
She doesn't show. She shows up almost every day on social media, but not every day.
Okay. Well, she's showing effort.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. 100%.
I would definitely set up a call with Mac and do a 3-on-1, some introductory stuff. And then also Mac, she's been mastering the getting started right process really beautifully this year. So I think in talking to her, it's going to be the same thing that I do. So it's simply having them fill out, their first 30, basically the first 30 hours, like their goals and things like that, welcome them to the team, make sure they make that first social media post, make sure they're showing up every day on their own journey and getting their own transformation in a challenge group. And then if they can prove that they can stay consistent with all that, then in my eyes, they deserve a one-on-one with you. And after that one-on-one, they should know what your expectations are for them. You should know what their expectations are for themselves and for this business, and you go from there. My favorite thing to say is that you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. And second thing would be speed of the leader is speed of the pack. So the more that you grow into yourself, the more that you show confidence, the more that you step out of your comfort zone and really raise your own bar, you're setting the tone for what you expect naturally just from your team. So you're really coming into yourself, I feel like, within the last few months. So she could be just steps behind you, wanting that to do what you're doing, to step out of the comfort zone like you've been stepping out of the comfort zone and really just take that next level into the business. So my best advice to that would be, at this point, if she's showing up and you see effort and she's committed to a program and wants to get results, then you guys chat with Mac and let her guide you.
Okay.
Good answer.
Well, I need to set up my one-on-one call with Mac first. I haven't done that, so I need to do that first.
Yep.
I just want to add something that, like, communication is really important, you guys. And Natalie and I went through something in December that could have totally been prevented had I been open to her through the whole process. And that means, like, not just when things are going great. Like when you feel that slight, I feel like I'm treading water, I feel like I'm avoiding something because I'm afraid of it, I'm afraid of failing in this area, like, there should never feel like you can't, like, come to any of us and just, like, be honest about what you're going through and where you want to take your business and what's not exactly lining up, because we can't help unless we technically really know. Like, all we see is what you're showing us. So I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned in the last month is how important communication is. So
I always try either during our one-on-ones or after. It never fails.
Yeah. Does anybody have any other questions?
My biggest thing is, how do you stay organized? Like, as far as, so you're still a challenger, you're also a coach. You've got you've got 5 different groups going, you've got all this stuff. Like, I get so overwhelmed with, okay, I have to post this, I have to do this, I have to be in this group, and then all these notifications. Like, how do you just do one thing at a time?
So my story is my business. So I know at the beginning of every single day, I'm showing up for myself first. Because if I can't show up for me and feel good about me, then how the heck am I ever going to inspire anybody else? So my non-negotiable with my business when I wake up, even now with a baby, and yes, my schedule has changed 1,000 times because of her, but I'm anywhere between a 5:30 and 8 a.m. workout, because if I don't start my day sweating, then I typically I have nothing to give, because from the moment as a parent, from the moment that my eyes open because the baby's crying the alarm, I give all day long. Whether it's to her, whether it's to my husband, whether it's to my team, whether it's to my challengers, I am giving all day long, which I'm sure everybody is. They're giving in some way all day long. So my best advice is you got to wake up and you got to do you first. Fuel your mind with personal development, fuel your body with good nutrition, fuel your workouts, right? You got to do the vital behaviors first. The moment you get that workout in, if you can become a morning workout person, and I know this doesn't work for everybody, but if you can become a morning workout person, like set the alarm, boom, you're going to have your first social media post. Your workout's going to be busted out. You get to post online sharing that sweaty selfie and giving that light bulb that you had in your personal development in the morning, and just feeling like you are ready to help somebody and really inspired today. Secondly, what I do after I help myself is I'll go in and check into my challenge group, the one that I'm hosting, the one where I have challengers. Because now that I've sweat, I can give a real, raw, true, emotional pep talk to them. Whereas if I'm trying to go in there at 7 a.m., I got nothing to say because I'm exhausted. I just, I haven't done anything for myself yet. And I think sometimes, a lot of times is with this business, is we think that we can just pretend to show up, just kind of like check the boxes and be done because we have other stuff to do. And you'll notice that you'll get burned out, or you'll get a lot of rejections, but it's just because of the way that you're not taking care of yourself first. So number one, get up in the morning, sweat, read your personal development or listen to an audio while you're working out if you're pressed for time. Then when you're done, boom, your first social media post goes out because you have content, because you're feeling great. Second, your heart goes into your challenge groups because you feel great. And then your rest of the day can really play off of that. Then you schedule time to work your business. And do the power hour that Mackenzie, I'm not sure if you guys have talked about that yet.
Yeah, basically just the daily check your business building activities on your social media. So I just would like for you to share, because I know you've talked about this before publicly, like kind of overcoming that fear of sharing vulnerably on social media, kind of making that transition from just what's on the surface to kind of what's been below, and kind of like what you went through to get over, worrying about other people's opinions and things like that.
Yeah, I think honestly, just doing it helped me to overcome. Like you're so scared and there's so many things that could go wrong, but like there's so many people that could judge my post that I put out, or that I might think, oh, they didn't know that about me or whatever. But I try not to look at it that way, and I try to look at it as, who needs this message today? Who needs what I have to say today? And, I think just doing something, every single day when I started my business, it's like, how can I step out of my comfort zone today? What can I share that maybe I haven't? Have I ever committed to a program before? Well, maybe I should publicly declare that I've never been able to get through a 21-day program, and that I'm starting next Monday, 0 to 100, and I'm going to share my progress with them every single day. Or maybe there was something from my past that helped shape who I am, which is why I have the work ethic that I do, that I could be able to breadcrumb into some of my social media posts this week, because maybe people relate to the fact that, I didn't have a great home life growing up, or that I lost my dad, or, that my dog attacked my daughter, or, some animal behavior issues, or new mom issues, or postpartum blues issues, like whatever it could be. All I know is that everybody has shit. And you have to remember that everything you see on social media is a highlight reel. And I am reading the stuff that's eye-catching to me is the stuff that I didn't know about somebody. If somebody wants to post all the time that they're perfect, I'm like, you're annoying and I don't want to really follow you. But if you're going to talk to me like I'm your friend, or like you're sitting at my couch and we're having a glass of wine or dinner or whatever, then I want to know about your life. So I really just try to be transparent. And I think confidence naturally happens when you really focus on taking care of yourself, taking care of your mind and taking care of your body. It becomes easier to say things because you start to really truly feel better about you. And you know that you're seeing a difference, in that you know that other people are going to see a difference and they'll really feel that change, you know, within you. So I think my confidence over time was just naturally built because I was challenged every day to just post in general because I didn't. So that was a huge win for me. And the second huge win for me was just seeing results in my own journey, which ultimately made me feel like I could do anything. If I could lose 30 pounds, get pregnant, gain 50 pounds, and then lose it again, I can do anything, you know? So it's just continuing to show up for myself that ultimately made me feel like I had value to give somebody else. I don't know if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
She's exactly right. I literally feel like things are pouring out of me just from starting 80-Day Obsession. You know, it's like so easy. Well, I don't want to say it's so easy, but when you're growing yourself, you know, it's like that stuff is going to come naturally. So it literally all does come back to that.
If I can say anything, like, you know, we have all these systems, we have all these trainings, we have all this stuff that's going to help you be successful. It's the secret sauce, but I'm telling you right now, the secret sauce is becoming your best self. You need to work on yourself more every day than you work on your business, and your business will happen naturally. We overcomplicate it. We get distracted by the shiny stuff, all the recognition, all the stuff. Let me hurry up and try to hit this goal so I can get this thing. Whereas if you truly change from the inside out, your whole life is going to transform, which is naturally going to pour into your business, and then your business is going to blow up because everybody sees that, everybody can feel that, and everybody's going to want to be a part of that.
It's true. Mic drop.
Will it always be perfect? No, absolutely not. But as long as you're transparent through everything that you go through, then that's all people want to see.
Do you guys have any other questions?
I hope we have 13 minutes.
I want to ask, you know, I loved your live video today in Misfits, and I know some of us got to watch that. And I think sometimes it's hard to, well, I don't know. I don't really feel this way, but I want you to share like what that work ethic kind of looks like. And I remember when you told me one time, you're like, I don't really feel like you're making the sacrifices that you should be making to see the reward that you're really looking for. And that really stuck with me in a big way. And that's not to say like this journey should feel like we're never succeeding because we're sacrificing so much, but kind of, can you paint, I guess, like in a way, like paint that picture or give that kind of like idea, like where your mind needs to be and where your work ethic truly needs to be to see the big picture and like the bigger goals that you've accomplished?
Yeah. So I'm just going to be really honest because, you know, from day one, I had gotten to do Beachbody full time. So I was blessed. I was crazy enough to tell my husband that I'm quitting my job and that I'm going to start this Beachbody thing. And then when I started Beachbody, I picked up a waitressing job part-time just to make sure I had some extra. I made like $250 a week doing the waitressing part-time, and it gave me an opportunity to build my business. So I feel like I had, for the first 3 months, I waitressed, worked Beachbody, and then quit waitressing, did Beachbody full-time from then. So I had a lot of time because if you are familiar with waitressing and you only work day shift and you know that you go in from like 9 to 1 or whatever, so it's something silly. So I feel like when I share this part of my story, it's not very relatable because a lot of people are like, well, I don't have that amount of time. But if I'm being honest, if you want to build a business, like a really lucrative business, then you have to come in knowing that it's going to take a lot on the front end and you're going to see very, very little return on the back end, but believing and having faith in the process and knowing that over time that's going to compound. So to the point where I probably worked 60 hours, I'm not kidding you, in my first week to make $100. You know what I mean? And some people are like, I would never put that amount of time in. But my dream was so big from day one because I had a why and a vision from day one after listening to Lindsay Matway and after listening to Elizabeth Hartke, hearing their success stories and how they were full-time in a fitness business. And man, what a dream, what a dream. And I just really kept telling myself from day one, why not me? And I have my husband in my ear, like, you're working too much, like, get out of the office. You made $100 this week. Like, what are you doing? And wasting your time. And I just kept saying, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to make this happen. And within a few months, that kind of work ethic, having my head down, making those sacrifices to put the time in, it really got my business off to the right start. And it really allowed me to, I guess, carry on the confidence early to start making moves in my business, because I feel like confidence comes from yourself growing and becoming your best you, but I also feel like it comes from knowledge and from education. And I feel like when you understand the business model that you're a part of, you know how to make money, you know how the compensation plan works, you know what Success Club is, you know all these fancy terms, and like you understand your business, then you can set a course for where you want to go and how you want to set things up and how you want to really maximize on your opportunity. And from day one, I read GoPro, which is a network marketing book, which changed my life. It gave me so much confidence that I wasn't a part of a pyramid scheme and that I was doing something great, and that Beachbody was so purposeful. It gave me the confidence to commit to myself and to keep going. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. I will say this, that as a mom, right, that crazy amount of work life, like that cut off big time. I'm probably working 20 hours a week at this point, not by choice, just by sanity. We're very blessed 4 years later that I'm able to cut back on my hours, but to be honest, like, I don't feel like I get to do this enough, and this is what fills my cup. So I know as a mom, as I work through things, I'll be able to fill my pockets more efficiently and get my hours back up again. I will say that it is possible. If you guys want to know my life now, which is probably more relatable, you would probably think it's more free because I've been in the business forever. We make great money. I'm this higher level star diamond coach, but it's really 5:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm a mom. And then from 6 p.m. till 10 p.m., I sit down on my computer and I go to work. And because I only have that 4-hour gap to get things done, everything has to be intentional, which means if I sit down and I don't have a list, I don't know what I need to accomplish, I don't know what I'm looking for, then before I know it, I'm going to be reading in the team pages, I'm going to be answering my coaches in my inbox, I'm going to be doing a bunch of crap that's not a business building activity, that's not going to move the needle in my business. So I literally need to have a checklist, which my office is a mess, but you see my 2 trackers right here. I literally have a checklist of things that I know that I have to accomplish every single day. And it's the same checklist that you guys have been provided. It's the win the week activity runner tracker. And then it's the regular business activity tracker from Beachbody. So both of those just really keep me in line on do the work and get out, do the work and get out. Whereas I was putting in all those hours in the beginning because I had so much to learn. I was watching YouTube videos and I was going into Coach Online Office and kind of figuring out who the top coaches were. And then I was seeking them out on YouTube. And then I would get lost on YouTube on Melanie Mitchell on 20 different videos, but I would learn a shit ton. And then the next day I would spend the whole day applying everything that I learned, and half of it worked and half of it didn't because me and Melanie aren't the same person. But I took what was working and I moved on to the next day. And what's really cool about all of that, guys, is that you don't have to do that because you guys have an amazing supportive system where I'm so blessed with my coach. She's one of my great friends, but the downfall is we started this business at the same time. So it was really up to me to figure everything out because she didn't know. But hopefully with, Mac and me and the Misfit Legion Learning Center and all these resources you have, and they just redid the Coach Online Office and it's so user-friendly now. It's so much easier to find information. But the reality is you're going to put a way more work in the beginning for way little money. And if you just have to have some kind of grit or some type of desperation or inspiration that's going to say, you know what, I'm going to show up every day for 5 hours. I don't care how long this takes. I'm going to make this happen. And then a year from now, you look back on all those efforts and you really see the compound effect really starting to take place.
Totally. I like almost brings me to tears a little bit because it's so true. And honestly, you guys, like if I can just say one thing to kind of, I guess, piggyback that, you know, she's talking about the tasks and the resources and all this stuff, but the one thing that has to be there is your desire to show up, because there will be days where it's like, I'd rather not. Mm-hmm. Or I got rejected yesterday, so I guess I just won't try today. And like, you can't have that kind of attitude. You have to have a bigger picture in mind.
My favorite thing, Lindsay Matway said it on the National Wake Up Call today. Let me make sure I say it right. She says the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is successful people do the work when they don't feel like it. So unsuccessful people are just like, I don't feel like doing it today. I'm not really feeling motivated. And then successful people are like, I don't really feel like doing it today, but this is my job, so let me sit down and get my shit done. And when they sit down and when you start doing it, what happens when you actually start doing it? You find that, I'm getting in the rhythm. I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling motivated. That's because motivation isn't something that just shows up. It's something that you create within yourself, which means if you want to be motivated, you have to sit down and do the work so that the inspiration can come in and the motivation can come in. Do I automatically wake up every morning and say, I'm so motivated to press play on my hour workout of 80-day obsession? Heck no. But 20 minutes into my workout, I'm like starting to get pumped up and I'm getting through the moves and I'm like, heck yeah. And I'm like, I'm already in it. I might as well push as hard as I can. So I push as hard as I can. And before I know it, it's over and I feel incredible. Same as your business. You never feel like doing it when you start, but once you're in it and once you really can just, like right here, like catty corner, Mac knows my office, my vision board hangs right there. I know it's on the screen of my thing too. I know exactly what I'm working for. I know exactly what I'm doing. If you saw my Insta story today, there's a song, it like brings me to tears every time. I mean, not the whole song, but just this one verse. It says, it talks about a mom who is basically talking to her baby and says, I'm gonna take care of you. Like she's rocking her, telling her like, your life ain't gonna be like my life. I'm gonna make something of this for you. And every day that I sit down, I'm like, okay, Natalie, if you want to piddle paddle and you want to bullshit and you want to stalk other people and follow other people's journey and envy people and just not put your blinders on, then that's not going to be the reality for your family. But if you want to create something for your family, then you're going to put your blinders on. You're going to work on you first, then you're going to grow your business, and then you're going to respond to your challengers and your coaches, period. Sorry, I hate that I only have 3 more minutes.
No, that was great.
Okay.
So great. This
okay.
is so valuable.
Good. I hope so.
Yeah. Does anyone have anything else they want to add? Because I know you got to like run, right?
Yep, 2 minutes.
I just want to say thanks. I'm echoing. I don't know why, but
that's okay.
But yeah, thank you. I mean, I feel like I could go on and on for hours, so yeah. But I feel like this was super valuable.
Good. So glad.
Out that I've been listening this whole time, and you guys are awesome and lots of good advice and stuff like that. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So happy. All right, guys. Well, have a great night. Talk to you guys soon.
Talk to you later. Bye.